Hey, this is AJ Donahue from Drum Magazine. I'm here with Kevin Packard from Pearl Drums. He's going to tell us a little bit about the loads of new stuff they have for 2016. Kevin.
How are you, AJ?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Oh, stellar. Listen, this is our year. We're super excited about everything that's going on with Pearl this year at the NAMM show. This beautiful new room, tons of beautiful new products, starting off with the new Midtown Series kit. We call this big gig, small rig. Essentially, it's for the mobile drummer, somebody who really wants to get out, get playing, get going. It's a killer little drum kit, 16-inch bass drum with a riser, 13-inch floor tom and snare, 10-inch rack tom, $400. Price to sell, essentially it's about the same price you pay for a regular snare drum, but it's an entire drum kit. It sounds like a full-size kit. It plays like a smaller drum set.
And what's the shell material?
It's all poplar, 2 different finishes. Again, price to go. The cool thing is you can buy, for an extra $100, you can buy a set of 2 bags. The entire kit collapses down into that bag set. You're on your way.
That's great. That's really exciting.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Some new additions to the Masters Maple Drum series.
Okay, so Masters Maple, the Masters Maple drums were introduced in the late 90s, and they become just synonymous with the touring drummer. I mean, really high-end pro, fantastic value, as well as just good to go for the touring road. Most of our endorsers actually play Masters Maple drums. And the original MMX formula was the one that really made it famous. Well, the Masters Maple Complete is actually a culmination of all of the formulas kind of put together. It's a 6-ply shell, but we're using more reduced thickness plies. We're using our SST process to bond them together and cross-laminate them and make them so that they're super strong but very, very thin. And so it gives you the projection that you would get from a standard 6-ply kit, but it has the near-field resonant experience of a thinner ply drum set. Taking the best of all the worlds in Masters and making it a complete package. And once again, shell pack starting at $12.59. With a 4-piece shell pack at $14.99. A really amazing value for a high-end professional drum kit.
Wow. So was that shell change inspired by artist request or anything in particular?
Well, you know, the funny thing is that we did a lot of in the last year, we've done a lot of R&D with our artists to make sure that we're getting the exact sound that they want. And previous versions of the Masters, though really amazing and spectacular, a little bit too thick for a lot of our artists' tastes. And so we kind of reduced it down a little bit, took some weight off the drum, gave it a 2.3 millimeter super hoop 2 rather than a die cast, so you kind of open the drums up a little bit, and we've really been amazed with the results. This is a North American maple shell. It's all premium maple as well, so I mean, just awesome quality. And once again, supremely treated interiors. All the drum sets now come with a coated white ported self-muffled bass drum head to improve the look, to improve the sound and feel.
And the thinner shell doesn't affect durability in any way, right?
Not in any way. It's actually, I mean, I'm not sure if anyone recalls the ad that we had several years ago with the Humvee on top of one of our 10-inch toms. Right. It's the same process. So, I mean, literally you can put a car on top of it and it's not going to have any kind of an impact on the durability of the shell.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's learn a little bit about the new flat-based hardware.
Oh, this is actually really exciting. We had convertible flat-based hardware a few years ago, but it was only in one stand. It was a cymbal stand. Now, 150 series hardware is actually made to be a lightweight alternative for a gigging player. This is actually really super high function. The cool thing about this stuff is that not only can you do the standard flat bass here, with each stand under 5 pounds, by the way, and built for durability, but it's also made to completely convert as quickly as just flipping the tripod bass. You can make standard legs or flat bass legs. And it locks into place, ready to go in a standard tripod. See that? Look at that. As quickly as that, you make it into something that is a complete opposite in terms of function, but then it changes back just as quickly as pulling it out, popping it in. And there it is. And you know what? Marvin Smitty Smith loves this hardware, and so it can't be wrong. There's Marvin Smitty Smith right there.
Hey.
It's the Rules of Drum magazine right here, Marvin Smitty Smith. How are you?
Kevin, I'm all right, man. How are you? Yeah, now this is great. See, now, you know, I'm old school. I'm an old school cat. I don't have no roadies, man. I carry my own drums. I set up my own drums. I tear down my own drums. So when I'm hitting around the clubs, I like, just some single brace, lightweight hardware. It's not all bulky. I'm not like trying to, I'm not trying to deadlift no hardware, man, to get to a gig in a small club with a bandstand that's like the size of my closet. But so this hardware right here, the flush bass, stand, with the legs, just very simple mechanics here, nothing extra complicated. Look at that, so you can adjust, the level, the height level in terms of like the bottom part with the flush, and just set it down. It has a wide enough spread where it's going to be stable. And, you have the boom function. Of course, it can just go straight. You see that there? It can be a straight stand, right? That's great. And if you need the boom, like John Madden would say, boom, it's right there.
And gearless locking.
And
tilter.
gearless locking tilter. Now, where are you going to get that on a lightweight, single brace, flush base cymbal stand? What other company is going to provide that for you? Nobody.
And under 5 pounds.
And under 5 pounds. Nobody. Pearl hardware, man. This is the way to go right here, man. And I fully support and endorse this product. And I need about a surplus of these, so I'll be making a call after the NAMM show. Because I got a cop, man.
You never know what you're going to get. I love this. Isn't this great?
Hey, that's why I've been with Pearl for like 25 years, so works for me.
Works for you. Works for Smith. Well, I got you. Can you tell me what's your other favorite thing you've seen in the booth this year?
Man, well, I just love Pearl drums. So I'm just loving the finishes. I'm just loving the shells. And, like last year they came out with, they brought back the wood fiberglass, and they brought back, 2 years ago, they brought back the old Session Series. And that was like my favorite kit.
Yeah.
Session Series kit, man, that was like my favorite. It used to be birch mahogany, now it's birch and kapur, man. Love the combination. It's just like, it's got like some nice low end, and it's like fat and punchy, and I just love to use it, for the, when I play like funk fusion music.
Yeah.
I just love that sound. I love using that setup for that style of music.
Sure.
The wood fiberglass they brought back, that's old school. I used to play on a kit, back when I was a kid. Man, they brought that back. And last year they had like a nice little, bebop jazz setup. I said, man, I gotta get one of these. I gotta get one of these and bust them out on a nice straight ahead gig. So that's the kind of product you get with Pearl. You get a nice array. Look at this finish, man, on the Masterworks kit. Look at that. I mean, that's like, I want to set that up in my living room, man, and just hit. Wake up in the morning, go to my living room, and hit on that. Swing out. Look at this hi-hat. Look how innovative this hi-hat is. Like, again, it's a lightweight flush bass, and it swivels because you can use a drum key to swivel it and accommodate a double pedal.
It's the only one on the market who does that. Only one.
Yeah, this is the only one. And you have tension, spring tension control. Look, who's going to do that? What other company is going to have a lightweight flush bass with a swivel, foot system and spring tension control? What other company is going to do that? I'll tell you, nobody. All right? This is Pearl drums. This is innovation right here. This is, this is innovation. This is creativity, This is avant-garde. This is what this company is about. Always reaching, always striving, always trying to make the drum better. And that's why I've been with Pearl as long as I've been, because I like what they have. I like what they do. They're always trying to make a product better. And look at this. Come on, man. You tell me you don't want this. You don't want this. Come on, man. I want this.
Smitty, I want to take you back.
Yes.
Really quick. Okay.
Excellent. Absolutely.
Tonight Show.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right before Jay would do his monologue, you'd always hear, right?
Yeah.
Bass drums.
Yeah,
right?
well, I used to have 2 bass drums before, and then I pared it down to a single bass drum with a double pedal. But I always loved the sound of 2 bass drums. That's like the richest sound ever, man. I love it.
Did you see that we revamped the Eliminator pedal?
Eliminator
red line right there. Boom.
Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, man. It's so much smoother.
So much smoother.
It's so much smoother. I just, look at that. Man, on the left pedal, man, that's like butter.
Butter.
Man. Okay, I got to get about 3 of these, so I'll send the email,
We know a guy.
Look at that, man. I mean, it's so responsive.
No resistance.
No resistance. It's just very responsive. As soon, when you make the move, it's there. The beater hits the head just at the flick of, the pivot of your ankle. That's the action and it's hard, because I'm old school, I'm not this heavy duty kind of, cat in terms of that, but, so I like a quick responsive foot pedal when I'm playing, because I got jazz feet. I don't have like thrash metal feet. I got jazz feet. So I have a more lighter touch and a lighter like kind of response. So I need a pedal that's going to be able to be like more sensitive in terms of that kind of response and release. So that Eliminator pedal, revamp, is great. That feels great. I mean, I was just playing the left pedal and it feels great. So I know the right pedal is going to be great. So I gotta get this, man. I'm just like, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be with Pearl and to have this kind of innovation and creativity in the product. This is what you want. This is what you want from a company. You want a company that's always growing, always evolving, always expanding, and making their product better. That's what Pearl's Drums is about. So you guys out there, you come get this Pearl. Deal with Pearl Drums, man, and Pearl Hardware. This is the reason to play drums.
Marvin Smitty Smith, ladies and gentlemen, right here at the Pearl booth.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Dude, that was amazing. Oh my
Back one more time with Kevin Packard from Pearl Drums. We are in the special VIP booth within a booth, the Music City Customs room. Tell us a little bit about what's in here.
Okay, so this is this is the booth within the booth, and to showcase our new Music City Custom program. For 40 years, we've been making artist kits for all of our marquee guys, right, at our corporate headquarters in Nashville, Tennessee. I have a custom shop back there, a really seasoned craftsman who goes over all these kits, custom finishes them, makes them to specs of different marquee artists. We're opening up the custom shop to everybody. Essentially what we're doing is we're giving everybody through the Music City Custom program the option of choosing from over 40 different shell sizes, 2 different shell types, either reference pure or standard reference recipe, and over 29 different finishes to make their own custom drum set. All these wrap finishes are all made in the USA. The reference recipe shells all come from our Masterworks vault, and everything is custom covered in the USA, meticulously inspected, CNC drilled, all of it's pure precision. And the best part about this is that from the day that you place your order at a qualified Pearl Music City Custom dealer, we finish the kit and ship it in 14 days or less.
14 days.
14 working days or less.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, a custom drum kit made in 2 weeks is ridiculous, but we're doing it. And it's being done with just the utmost attention to detail. One of the things that always really impressed me about Pearl is the attention to detail. From the last little detail, everything is paid attention to, everything is done meticulously. Sure. I think it has something to do with, this is our 70th anniversary. We're family owned and operated for 70 years. It's a family owned company, and there's a lot of very rich Japanese tradition and heritage involved in what we do. And that translates all the way down to our Music City Custom Shop. Everything is meticulously checked. Everything is focused, beautiful, pristine, new badges.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there is a drum kit represented in every single finish that we're doing, all 29 of them right here. Everything from deep power sizes to traditional sizes, sizes 8 to 26. I mean, anything that you want. And even including our 20-ply reference snare drums. I mean, custom made, 14 days, it's there for you.
Wow. So, what would you say is the ambition here? Where do you want this to take Pearl with this program?
Well, this is the first step in something much bigger. What we want to do is we want people who wouldn't ordinarily look at a Pearl drum kit to notice that this is meticulous, this is craftsmanship. This is a level of detail and attention to shell manufacturing that's unsurpassed in our industry. And it's something that really is for every drum. We have a drum for every drummer. From our earliest Roadshow Series kit to our Decade Maple Early Pro kit, all the way up to our Masterworks Series kit. I mean, essentially Reference Pure is Masterworks. So it's the highest of the high end that we do. And with Music City Custom, it just gives you all those options and gives them to you quick with the same level of detail as a drum kit that would take a year to make.
Sure. So like you said, this is a top flight, a luxury car drum set built to your specs in 2 weeks.
This is the Maybach. I'm telling you, this is here. And we're super stoked about the way this has all come out. This is actually a passion project for our CEO. I've never experienced a leader of a company who not only can lead the charge into the fray, so to speak, and yet get down and dirty and learn about programming a CNC machine, or the best options for sanding and drilling a drum shell, or wrapping a drum shell, or even to the meticulous detail of helping program all the machines and then take photos of everything. I mean, Terry West is the real deal. He's the utility CEO, and he's overseen all of this from the very beginning, and with the guidance and blessing of our parent company in Japan. So, I mean, it's a really exciting program.
That's excellent. Thank you so much, Kevin.
I'm glad to be here. Check us out, PearlDrum.com, NAMM 2016.